Senegalese-American singer Akon believes that Africa could be the strongest nation in the world if African Americans moved back there, and he's on a mission to make it happen. The Hold My Hand hit maker made his plans clear during an interview with REVOLT's Deposits podcast that recently went viral. Akon noted in the clip that the continent has all the resources it needs. All it needs is the people. Hello, and welcome. This is Rain Smith, and you're watching the New Africa channel. My goal is to get everybody to move back to Africa. That's my goal, he said. I want to get as many African Americans back home to Africa as I possibly can, because I know the day they move back, everything they're fighting for in America, they will not have to fight for over there. All the struggle that they struggled in America, they gone come there with this mindset, with this mentality, with the finances that they built, the equity in life, and bring it back and invest that in Africa. He continued, "Man, Africa could be the strongest nation in the world if y'all went back home, because we got everything that it takes to be that. We got the resources, we got the land, we got the population, and together we got the strength, and we got the know-how. Like, why we ain't doing that?"
Like, my goal is to get everybody to move back to Africa. That's my goal.
Okay.
I want to get as many African Americans back home to Africa as I possibly can. Because I know the day they move back, everything they fighting for in America, they will not have to fight for over there. All the struggle that they struggled over there, they're going to come there with this mindset, with this mentality, with the finances that they built, the equity in life, and bring it back and invest that in Africa. Man, Africa could be the strongest nation in the world if y'all went back home. Because we got everything that it takes to be that. We got the resources, we got the land, we got the population, and together we got the strength and we got the know-how. Like, why we ain't doing that? We control entertainment. Mm-hmm. Imagine if all the black entertainers decided to go back to Africa and just entertain in Africa, start our own businesses, labels, distribution companies, marketing companies, all that in Africa. We control sports.
Yeah.
Imagine if all the black players went back to Africa to play sports in Africa. Not only will we be the star player, but we will own the team. Imagine if we all went and created our own official team. Just imagine. Do you think these sponsors will be putting all this money into NBA and NFL and all that if niggas wasn't playing in it?
No.
But guess where the viewers will be watching, though? They'll be watching the channel in Africa watching them niggas. Just imagine if LeBron started his own team in Africa, picked his own players. He would own not only the team, but can you imagine with his eye and his vision on what a player looks like? And there's players in Africa that's taller than Usain Bolt. Manute Bol. Manute was 7'2". I saw guys at 7'9", like walking around. And we talking about speed, stamina, man. But they know this. They know how to utilize us because they just dangle the carrot. They know we ain't gonna ever come together. They know this already. So they always play us against each other. There's always this divide and conquer that our mentality is what we need to fix first. Once we fix that, we'll be fine. So the question is, will you think we can ever do it? Our generation is too late.
Twitter was awash with responses to Akon's contentious stance, with producer Van Lafan among many who deemed the singer's remarks offensive. It always comes back to shitting on black Americans, especially after they've made millions imitating black Americans, he wrote. American radio personality Ebro Darden added, "This is framed in a way to trigger me, let me chill. At Akon, you're my guy and you can't mean African Americans in general. Ain't no way." Other reactions included black skincare influencer Latif Saka, who wrote, "Akon cosplayed as a black American for the majority of his career, so him saying this is wild. Let the black Americans cook him without xenophobia, please." This isn't the first time Akon has come under fire for controversial comments regarding African Americans and black culture. In a 2020 interview with Vlad TV, he urged African Americans to move past slavery and stop blaming the past for every mishap, claiming Senegal has moved on from that part of their history. He also encouraged them to move back to Africa, where they can have their destinies in their own hands. In Senegal, we've kind of overcome the thought of slavery. We don't even think about it, he said. The only time we think about it, honestly, is when we're doing tours at Kori Island. Outside of that, People have lived and moved way beyond the slavery concept and idea and mind state. He continued, I think in the US, they have this stigma of just not letting go of the past and blaming the past on every mishap or, disappointment. And I think as long as you hold onto that past, there's a lot of weight that you carry with you everywhere you go. And it's hard to move forward and move fast when you got a weight on your back. You just gotta let it go. He also highlighted the need for Black people who had issues with how people are treated in the United States to visit Africa. They need to. They just need to go, and they're super afraid to go, suggesting it largely has to do with the myths and stereotypes about the continent. America did a good job at brainwashing. The moment you mention Africa, they start shaking. They don't even know why. It's just fear, and the potential in Africa is ridiculous, he said. What do you think of our video? Do you agree with Akon's assertion that Africa could be a stronger continent if African Americans moved back? Or do you think the singer's comments are out of touch with reality and offensive? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and as always, do subscribe to the New Africa channel for more exciting future videos.